you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you never miss a video, and comment down below. Now, like I said, trying out this restreams, and we're gonna see how it goes this time. Okay, we're gonna see how it goes. Let me see my camera. I'll figure it out one day. Yeah, we're gonna see how it goes. Okay. Happy Black History Month. This is day can't remember. So I'm gonna be talking about Joe Louis. Joe Louis Barrow. He was a professional boxer. Let's see. Joe Louis, 1914-1981, nicknamed the Brown Bomber, was heavyweight champion of the world from 1937 to 1949, and almost 12 years straight, and set a new world record. Louis, an African American, is perhaps best known for his legacy matchups against German boxer Max. While Max defeated Louis in a 1936 match, their 1938 was portrayed by the press as a battle between Nazi and American democratic ideas. Louis defeated Max by knockout in the first round, becoming an American hero. Let's get it. Gotta drink that tea. Gotta have that tea tonight. Okay. Joe Louis was born Joseph Louis Barrow on May the 13th, 1914 in Lafayette, Alabama. He was the seventh of 8 children and a grandson of slaves. His parents made a modest living. The father, Munn Barrow, was a sharecropper, while his mother, Lily Barrow, was a laundress. When he was 2 years old, his father was committed to an Aslam. His mother soon remarried and moved the family to Detroit with her new spouse, Patrick Brooks. It was in Detroit that Joe Louis discovered boxing using money his mother gave him for violin lessons on boxing classes at Brewster's recreation system instead. Joe Louis' amateur career. At 6'2", Joe Louis cut an intimidating figure in the ring. He began boxing in the amateur circuit in 1932. His hard-hitting punches soon earned him a reputation as a fighter, and he won Detroit Golden Glove light heavyweight title in the open class in 1934. At the end of his amateur career, he had won 50 out of 54 matches, 43 by knockout. He was ready for the pros. That brother right there was knocking some people out, you know what I mean? Now, hold on. There we go. Hallelujah. Joe Louis' professional boxing career. In 1937, Joe Louis beat James J. Braddock to become the first black heavyweight champion in 22 years, and an inspiration to African Americans during the Great Depression, when black men and women were often the last to hire and first fired. You're fired. The fight became the subject of the 2005 film Cinderella Man. From 1939 to 1941, he defeated his title 13 times, leading critics to call his opponents members of the Bum of the Month Club. Did you know from 1934 to 1951, Joe Louis fought 71 matches and won 68 of them, 54 by knockout. He was booming, boy. By the end of 1935, Lewis had defended his former heavyweight champions Primo, a symbolic victory over what's his Benito. I don't know how to say that word. He's from Italy, and Max Baer. But on June 19, 1936, he faced off German boxer Max, who knocked Lewis out in the 12th round. Lewis had experienced his first professional defeat, but he was determined to get a rematch. On June the 22nd, 1938, Joe Louis and Max, whom Adolf Hitler saw as an representative of the Aryan race, I don't know what that is, faced off in front of 70,043 fans in a dramatic rematch at Yankee Stadium. Yankee Doodle is the place to be. Lewis defended Max in 2 minutes and 4 seconds. That brother wanted that rematch bad. Let's see. The press resized on the victory as symbolic of the victory of Democrats over fascism. Democratic. Ooh-wee, that was good. Joe Louis and the military. As World War II raced on, Joe Louis donated almost 100,000 worth of his earnings to Army and Navy Relief Societies in 1942. He joined the Army during his service. He was part of over 96 boxing expositions and performed gotta have that tea and performed for over 2 million members of the military. After an 11-year and 8-month streak as heavyweight champion, the longest run in history at the time, Joe Louis retired from boxing on March the 1st, 1949. His retirement would be short-lived. Joe Louis comes out of retirement. This dude didn't want to sit down for nothing, man. He didn't want to come out of retirement. Wow, I would have stayed in there. With the IRS coming after him for not paying taxes, 37-year-old Joe Louis came out of retirement in 1951. Now I see why he come out of retirement and went to box again because the IRS was backing on that dope. Let's see. He was successful in his fight against Freddie Bashore on January the 3rd, 1951, promoting excitement about a major comeback. Lewis met his match when he faced off against 27-year-old Rocky, I don't know his last name, the Brookton Blockbuster, on October 26, 1951. The two entered the ring in New York's Madison Square Garden. Rocky, who stood 5'10" and weighed 185 pounds, was one of the smallest champions in heavyweight division history. But he had youth on his side. Sports columnist Red Smith wrote of the match. Rocky hit Joe a left hook and knocked him down. Then Rocky hit him another hook and knocked him out. Wow. A right to the neck followed that knocked him on out of the ring and out of the fight business. The last wasn't necessary, but it was neat. It wrapped a pack neat and tidy. Joe Louis retired from boxing for good after that match. He should have stayed out the first. Well, I can see why he went out there. No, when you got the RS on you, backing on your door, what can you expect? What can you expect? You got to go in. Okay. Anyway, let's see. Where was I here? The passage. I'm gonna say Joe Louis retired from boxing for good after that match. The passage of a special bill by Congress forgave the remainder of his tax bills when Louis retired, he had a record of 68 wins to 3 losses, including bouts with Jersey Joe Walcott and Charles, the only men to go 15 rounds with Lewis and win with 54 knockouts. Joe Louis' death. Joe Louis struggled financially in his later years. His health declined steadily as well. For a while, he worked as a grader at Caesar Palace in Las Vegas. He struggled with cocaine addiction and in 1970 was committed to psychiatric care. In 1977, heart surgery left him in a wheelchair. Joe Louis died on April the 12th, 1981, from cardiac arrest. He was 66 years old. He was buried in Arlington National Cemetery with full military honors, thanks to an exception granted by President Ronald Reagan. Today, he is remembered as a longer than life figure. Is not just Black history, but American history. As one of the best athletes in his era. Band was doing it up. Sources: Joe Louis Biography.com. The 10 longest reigning champions in heavyweight boxing history. The end of an era. Joe Louis versus Rocky. Let's see. More than a fight. Soldier champ Joe Louis sacrificed much of his country. Joe Louis Barrow, the Brown Bomber. Let's get him. Let's knock him out. Boop, boop. Now, I didn't know he went through all that. I read it. I had it on my Facebook page. I said, you know what? Let me read a little bit about that on my Black History thing. Because ain't nothing like bringing back oldie but goodies from your Facebook page. So now I'm going to go back to my Facebook page. And I saw nothing on there that I wanted to read, but I didn't screenshot it because I was like, they might not want to hear that, but I'm going to read it anyway. Like I said, Restream is new. Everything on here is new. I don't know nothing. So I'm waiting for my time to go back on my StreamYard so I can use it. I think it's on the 24th, so I'll be back around the 24th. I'm only going to use this when my time go up. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let me find it right quick while I got, trying to get the Restream popping after this. I'm going to get it crunked up in here. Let me see. Say happy birthday to my cuz. Right quick. Okay. Let's go here so I can pull this up right quick and go to memories and see what I got in here. What you looking at? I got in here Robert J. Johnson, who used to own the Bobcats and is a co-founder of BET, Black Entertainment. I'm going to read about him, okay? Let me see what I got right here. Whew, this is easy. Okay. Robert Louis Johnson, born April the 8th, 1946, is an American entrepreneur, media magnate, executive, philanthropist, and investor. He is the co-founder of BET, which was acquired by Viacom in 2001. He also founded RJL Companies and holding companies to invest in various business sectors. Johnson is the former majority owner of the Charlotte Bobcats. It used to be the Bobcats. Now it's the Charlotte Hornets. And Michael Jordan is the sole person of that. Robert Johnson is nowhere near that right now. He sold it to him. He became the first Black African American billionaire in 2001. Johnson's companies have counted among the most prominent African American businesses in the late 20th and early 21st centuries. Robert Johnson became the first African American billionaire when he sold the cable station he founded, BET, which is Black Entertainment Television, in 2001. He later became vice president in government relations at the National Cable and Television Associate (NCTA) in 1980. Johnson launched BET, Black Entertainment Television, which became a full-fledged channel in 1983. Now, I remember BET because BET was all the hip hop, R&B, country, whatever. Whatever they wanted to put on there, they put it on there. And that was to me, that was a way to put our music out from that platform's point of view. But moving on. Johnson left NCTA in 1979 to create BET, the first cable TV network aimed at African Americans. When the network launched in 1980, it only aired for 2 hours on Friday night. BET first turned a profit in 1985, and it became the first black controlled company listed in the New York Stock Exchange in 1991. In 1998, Johnson and Liberty Media bought all outstanding shares of the company. This purchase gave Johnson 42% of the company. Viacom acquired BET in 2001 for a reported $3 billion. Johnson earned over $1 billion from the sale, making him the first African American billionaire. He remained BET CEO after 2006. Now, see, BET is no longer existing. I feel like they should bring BET back because you got a lot of new artists is out. They want to get out there. They go on BET. They promote their music, and they put them out there. I think that's me. I think it should go back. Let me see what else I got on here. I think they should open it back up because what can you do? What can you do? What you do? What I got? The Great Migration and the disparity. Roughly 90% of all African Americans live in the South before the Civil War. Oh yeah, we're gonna read this one too. Hot dog might kick you, Facebook. Let's see. Civil War. Some of the former East slaves left after the war's end through rampant poverty and family ties. I'm sorry, keep most of the population anchored before the Mason-Dixon line. With the turn of the 20th century, Southern blacks began to move north and west. They fled the harsh restrictions and sharecropping and racist segregation laws and moved up towards the hope of better opportunity. God, I gotta have that tea. God. Anyway, at least 6 million African Americans relocated their lives and families in the Great Migration from 1916 to 1970, selling the city like New York, Chicago, Detroit. Some areas saw massive demographic shifts with an increase in the African American population by as much as 40%. Improved wages and educational prospects helped build and more black middle class in many places. Some communications prospered in their own way under segregation aided by critical institutions such as churches, black colleges, and schools. Them people was out there, buddy. They was out there. Yeah, they was out there. But what can you do? Can't do anything. Let me see if I can find another. It might be it though. Might be it. Might be it. Let's see. I think that's it. Yeah, go ahead on and see who in the chat, and oh, wait a minute, I got one more right here. One more. I got one more. Let me see. Let's see. Okay, let me get this picture right here. Save to my phone. Black History. Anything I find Black History, I'm taking it off here. I'm probably gonna have to do a video. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day, so I'm about to put together something nice for y'all. When I come on here before I come on here and drop it tomorrow and see how it goes. I'm got a lot of stuff going on here, which I don't mind doing now. I don't mind serenading y'all for a little while. I got some songs picked out. I might want to reminisce on them puppies. Just to see. Just to see where I'll be tonight. Okay, let me go on here and see what's going on my Facebook. I mean my yeah, that YouTube. Let me see what's crack-a-lacking on the YouTube. What's up, Joe? Joe's Bowling. What's going on, my brother? Hey, man. Yes, the music side should come back. Yeah, you right, man. It should come back. It should come back all the time, bro. I just don't understand why they took it away. I don't know why they took it away. Like I said, this restream is new. Now, if I turn it like this, I don't understand none of this stuff. Let me see. Somebody sent me something. Yes, sir. Oh, you got a hamburger? Get out of here. Oh my God. Yes, sir. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see something. Yeah, I'm learning as I go. Good to see you in the chat, my brother. Good to see you in the chat. Something new? Hey, I don't understand all this, and this. But hey, better than nothing. Better than nothing. I have to figure out food with it later on just to see what's going on. So something new every day. Something new. Gotta keep hope alive. Gotta get this grind on. Gotta get my shine on. Get my grind on. Gotta shine. Gotta make up. I gotta make up for the live the other day. So what I'm gonna do for the live is it's over March the 1st. So March the 2nd will be my last video because I gotta make up for the other night which I didn't go on. So I only figure that's right. So I just carry it over one extra day. Then I'm gonna start dropping them bangers out there. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens. What does this right here do? We'll see what happens. What happens? What happens? What had happened was have never used Restream. This is my first time using it. Please thumb up. Yes, please, y'all. Please do press a thumbs up. Yes, I see Brett. Baby Nubs was on it. I said, let me try it and see what's going on. Just to see. I don't know. I might like it, might not. But I thought I'd try it and see. It ain't been that. It ain't been. It's not like it's. I don't know. It's easy. It's almost like. Oh, I got 500. Get out of here. I didn't know that. It's like basically. I appreciate that. It's like basically that. Uh, what is the word I'm trying to say? It's like, oh man, wait a minute now. Oh, I can work that. It's like the other stream, except this one has more. Yeah, you do. A lot of people like reach. I don't like it. I like the other one better. So as soon as I have to wait till the first of the month, of course. But as soon as I get paid, I'm gonna have to pay the $20 so I can stay on that constantly because I didn't know all that was going on, but you know, I'll take it. But I'm gonna tell you this, Joe. It's got um, it's got a bunch of backgrounds over here though. I'll tell you, that's probably why people like it all the time. See, like I changed that. Okay, for example, let me see, where is it at? Okay, okay, look, I can hide it and it's all black screen, or I can do it like it, which I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I just soon leave black, black screen. I just don't. I want to learn how to make my screen wider. Or is this it right here? Wait a minute. What happened? What happened? Oh, nah. Nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. 504. Damn, that sucker reached quick. Well, I'm going to try to have I got to get ready for the giveaway, which it's coming. It's coming. I know I said 500, but hey, you got to do what you got to do and you ain't got no moolah. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Y'all know y'all the ones. Huh? I'm trying to do right. No, I'm excited. Woohoo! 500. Woohoo! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Triple C been working on your channel. I appreciate it, man. You just don't know. Trouble in my way. I have to cry sometimes. So much trouble. I have to cry sometimes. I lay awake at night. That's all right. Woohoo! Jesus. I'm full of myself. Full of myself. Uh, I appreciate. Let me see. Hold on. Let me put this in here. Let me see. Hold on. I appreciate it. Yeah, and put that in the. I'm put that in the thing. Helping me get my first goal. Man, ain't nothing but a blessing, buddy. Nothing but a blessing. I'm still putting the work in though. I'm treating it as if I don't have it yet, and I'm still trying to grind to get it. That way it keeps me hungry. Keeps me hungry, man. That's the only way I can look at it. Keeps me hungry. Keeps me hungry. Oh yeah, I don't quit. My ultimate goal is my ultimate goal now is to try to get monetized. Now after I get monetized, I'm gonna have I'm working, constantly working. I ain't never gonna stop. That's one thing I don't do. And plus, it's like people helping me, you know what I'm saying, get there too. Why? I mean, I want to be able to what's the word I'm looking for? Return the favor later on. Who knows? It'll be something. After 1,000, my next goal is 1,500. I'm ready. I'm ready to eat. Grind don't stop at all. But guess what I'm sipping on, Joe? Some good old tea, baby. Some good old tea. Good old tea is good for the soul. Good old for the soul. How was your day today? Let me see. What did I do? Oh, yeah. How was your day today? Anybody in the chat? How was y'all's day? Y'all have a blessed day. Valentine's Day is tomorrow. Um, again, I will get on here and I'm you have to come and see. I ain't gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna tell you. It's a surprise. I know I'm gonna sing a few songs I have in my head that I want to sing. I'll probably it's gonna be short though. I ain't gonna hold y'all long. It's gonna be I don't know when I'm going live. It could be probably during the date. Probably you know what I'm saying before all the festivities start. Um, I'm going to um say a poem. I'm gonna get a poem and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. It's gonna be something for everybody, you know. But no matter what, let me see what else I can read. You know, let's see. I saw something on my Facebook. Let me do this. Let me do this right. Yeah, I'm gonna get them in. I gotta get them in. Yeah, facts. That's fact. Go wherever you can. Oh yes, 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 yes. Let me see. Let me see what else I can pull up right quick. Cause trouble in my way. I have to cry sometimes. So much trouble. To cry sometimes. I lay awake at night. That's alright. Jesus, we fix it at the while. So I stepped in the furnace, stepped in the burning a long time ago. I saw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They wasn't worried. This I know. Jesus, Jesus, he will fix it. Jesus, Jesus, he will fix it. After a while, trouble in my way. Where is it? Oh, who is this right here? Here go one right here, I found. Uh-oh. Bingo. Let's see. No, that's no man. And somebody passed away. I can't read that. Oh, you still out working? Hey, you gotta get it by all means necessary too. You know what I mean? We both gotta hustle. Both gotta work. Both gotta get it in. What's up, Tay Weezy? Big 32 game. Squeezy in the building. What's going on, brother? What's going on? Thanks for coming up in the building, man. Thanks for coming up in the building. How was your day today, Tay Weezy? Let's get it packed, quack a lack. You know what? I think I'm going to start a new Facebook and a new Instagram and a new YouTube, so I can put some of my other stuff. Not only YouTube like this. My trying to get monetized. Yeah, you know what? Me too. So what's your number? Where you at? Where you at right now? Tay Weezy nigga, it's going good. Tay Weezy up in the build. Boy, that's that 32 gang up in here. Woo woo, 32 gang. How about this? I'm doing good, man. I'm good. I'm good. Hey, I'm chilling. I can't chill like a villain. You got that 32 gang up in the building. No, I'm gonna stop playing. You at 24? So what else do you do on your channel? We got to change that. Now I got all these people on here and I don't know who they are. Talk Black History. What the heck, dude? Oh, I know. You know what? Let me talk about this dude right here. This dude right here. Boy, all these black people in here. I got pictures, but I don't have no write-ups on them, man. Yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of them too. How am I gonna load up pictures but don't have no daggone nothing to talk about? I don't even have their names. I can easily look their names up. But let me see if I can do this. Got Kamala Harris. I don't know. I talked about her. I talked about Obama, but I'm saving that for last. Let's see. I do everything on my channel, my everyday life. I'm gonna go over and check you out. Have you dropped the video yet? Sometimes it's based on your content. Like like for example, do a mukbang on your channel where you eating and you talking to the people, or you eating and you got somebody with you and you talking. Put that on there and do. Let's see. I'll tell you another good thing you can put on your channel too. You can put on there. Wait a minute. Yeah, I just put my sensor in my stomach so I gotta check my thing out. I would do mukbangs. I would do where you uh like now I'm doing stuff like reviews. Like you go in the store and you may see if, for example, you got two mustards in there. Some people say one mustard is French and one mustard is something else, or Dijon or whatever. Put that on there. That's what I'll tell you. I would check you out. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, yeah. Just do that kind of stuff. I started off really doing whatever, and then I started doing mukbangs. And oh, I tell you something else you can do. Do a cooking vlog. That brings people to your channel too, because they want to see how to make certain things. That'll make people, what I'm saying, come to your channel. You gotta try different things. And once it's set in, I have company tonight while I work. Whistle while you work. I'm just playing with you. I'm just playing with you, Joe. Yeah, whistle while you work. Ain't never company. Ain't nothing wrong with company. Company night while I work. Boy, whistle while you work. Da, 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 da. I'm full of myself. I'm full of myself. I'm full of myself. Nah, let me stop. Let me stop. Hey, I know you watched the game tonight, right? I know you watched the game tonight. I told everybody, everybody's pushing for them daggone bangers. I knew the Rams was gonna win that game, but actually, it was a good game. But I'm glad the Rams won. That's just me. I'm glad because old Beckham Jr. got hurt. Man, I was like, man, they need to win this. It was a good game, though. I will say good game. I'm glad them Bengals didn't win. I'm glad them Bengals didn't win, baby. Whistle while you work. Okay, let's go. This Black History joint. Let's see here. Black History people. Yeah, let me get them people names. There you go. Okay, Joe. Tay Weezy said, okay, Joe. Sir, no. My wife was with me. Okay, till I said, whistle while you work. Ba, 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 ba. Till I said, thank you. Till I said, thank you. Giveaway coming at the first of the month. At the first of the month. The cash the checks and come on. It's the first of the month. A Ram stole my quarterback. Why he didn't do that when he was playing with Detroit? You know what? I don't know. But the Rams, the really Rams, what you really want? What you really want? DMX. uh, no, let me put this work in right quick. Hold on. What you really want? What you really want? It's a time for celebration. Just because I had you in my life. I had you in my life. Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna have to celebrate. Happy Valentine's Day. Boy, I got something in store for y'all, buddy. Let me see. Okay, I need some names here. Oh yeah, this is perfect. Profiles in press. Let me see. You may know their names by these courageous Black Americans change history. Every Black American History Month, we tend to celebrate the same cast of historic figures. They are the civil rights leaders and whose faces we see plastered on calendars and postage stamps. They resurface every February when the National Communication African American, I said that wrong, the National Commodities African American who have transformed America. Yeah, I know, right? I know, right? Um, they deserve all of their accolades, but this month we are focusing instead on 28 Black figures, one for each day of February. We don't even make the history book. Don't make the history book. Each transform America in the profound way. Many don't fit the con- conventional definition of a hero. Some were foul tempered. I bet they was foul tempered. You know, foul tempered, weighed down by personal demons, and misunderstood by their people. One was a oh, one was another was a spy who posted as a slave, and another was a brilliant but troubled poet dubbed the Godfather of Rap. Man, come on now, really? The Godfather of Rap? Anyway, uh, few were household names. All of them were pioneers. It's time for these American heroes to get their due. Now let's do it. Let's do it. Do it, do it, do it. February the 28th. Which I should have waited and done it on the 28th, but hey, February 28th. He changed the way people talked about race. He was never a household name, but Albert Murray was one of the first important black thinkers of the 20th century. The social critic changed the way people talked about race by challenging blacks and insisting that the black experience was central to African culture. He once remarked that American society is because black and white people are no, I can't read this stuff. Was are bound to one another. Don't get me started. Let's see what else. The United States is not a nation of black and white people. Mr. Murray wrote, any tool can see that white people are not really white and that black people are not black. Murray was the one friend called a militant interrogationist. He didn't use the terms black or African American. He called himself an American. Born in Alabama, Murray attended Tuckasegee Institute, where he befriended Ralph Ellison, author of the classic novel, Invisible Man. Who knew he wrote a book called Invisible Man? Anyway, Murray also eventually became close friends with Romare Burton, the painter, and a mentor to jazz musician Whiten, Winton, no Winton, my bad. Murray was a novelist, but it is tough. His man, these words is killing me. I'm going around these words. I'm telling you how that is. His essay that he is best known for. They are informed by his love of music. He wrote passionate about blues and jazz, his knowledge of black culture, and his astonishing command of literature. One of his best books, 1970s, The Omnia Americans, was a collection of essays and punishing critical of black what's this separatism anyway, filled with Murray's trademark blunt wit. It is instant that American was a nation of multicolored people who shared a common destiny. Writer Walter Percy called it the most important book on black-white relationships, indeed on American culture, published by his generation. Well, who knew? Boy, that's what I'm talking about. Hello, one of a kind in the chat. What's going on, D. Sandra? Fishing. How you doing today? How was your Sunday? Sipping on that good old tea. Let's see. February 27th. Althea Gibson. She was the Jackie Robinson of 10. Long before Venus and Serena Williams, another tall young black woman shook up the staid world of tennis with her powerful serve and brilliant play. She was Althea Gibson. The tennis had long been a segregated sport when her skill and strength broke the color barrier in 1950. Gibson's path, path to tennis stardom was unusual. She grew up in Harlem on a block where, as luck would have it, New York City police blocked traffic so that the neighborhood kids could play sports. What up, Joe? Let's see. Then she learned paddle tennis and took the sport so quickly. She won a citywide tournament at age 12. Recognizing her talent, neighbors raised funds to help pay for her tennis lessons, and a career was born. Gibson began winning local and regional tournaments, but as Bur- but was barred from the national events because of her race. In 1950, though, after intense lobbying, she became the first African American to compete in the U.S. National Championship to the U.S. Open. Man, that's deep. In 1956, Gibson became the first black player to win a Grand Slam tournament, the French Championship. The next year, she was the first black champion in the 80-year history of Wimbledon, receiving the trophy from Queen Elizabeth II. Man, come on here now. Queen Elizabeth? Woo-wee. By the time Gibson retired from tennis, she had won 11 Grand Slam titles and won the world's top ranked female player. Man, she was booming. She was doing the daggone thing. At age 37, she took up professional golf, becoming the first black player on the LPGA Tour. Racism followed her. Many country clubs refused to let her compete. Fans taunted her with slurs, and she was sometimes forced to change clothes in her car. But her success in two sports dominated by whites inspired generations of black athletes. I always wanted to be somebody, Gibson once said. If I made it, it's half because I was game enough to take a lot of punishment along the way, and half because there were a lot of people who cared enough to help me. Facts. Mm. Facts, 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 facts. See what's that on here. Bayard. Bayard Rustin. This old Bayard Rustin talking about. He organized the 1963 March on Washington. Bayard Rustin overcame reduced, no, I'm sorry, overcame prejudice on multiple levels to become a key ally of Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. and one of the most important civil rights leaders of the 20th century. An openly gay black man during the Jim Crow era. Rustin was arrested for having sex with men at a time when homosexuality was widely considered a form of mental illness. He served more than 2 years in federal prison for refusing to fight a World War II, in the World War II because of his Quaker benefits. I mean, what the heck is this? But it was Rustin's connections with King that became perhaps the high watermark of his life. After King became nationally known for leading the Montgomery bus boycott, Rustin, inspired by the teachings of Gandhi, traveled traveled to King's home in 1956 to convince him to adopt nonviolence as a protest tactic and a way of life. Rustin's words were a revelation to King, who had armed bodyguards in his home. The following year, Rustin helped King found the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. King was pressured to drop Rustin from his inner circle of advisors advisors because of his sexual orientation, but he refused to abandon him. King said no one could replace Rustin, although Rustin sometimes had to keep a low public profile during the civil rights movement. He became more outspoken about the sexuality later in life. And and they see whoever writes this stuff kills me. And what's and has been what's this hailed a hero by LGBTQ activists. Rustin crowning achievement was organizing the March on Washington, who brought more than 200,000 peaceful protesters of different races and religions to the nation's capital in August 1963. The event, the event in King's "I Have a Dream" speech was a rousing success. Organizing the gathering was a staggering feat by Rustin. Rustin pulled it off less than 2 months. Man, that dude right there was off the chain, dude. Even though he was, even though he was uh, gay or whatever, King would never drop him. That's a true friend right there. He helped King, do certain things. That's 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 tight. And let's go to Sadie Turner Alexandra. She became an inspiration to black women lawyers. To say that Miss Alexandra shuttered multiple glass ceilings in an understatement. The Philadelphia native was the first black person in the nation to earn a PhD in economics in 1921. 3 years later, she earned a law degree and went on to become the first black woman to pass the Philadelphia bar and practice law in the state. In the state. Alexander accomplished all this while often facing bitter acts of racial prejudice. As the first year undergraduate at the University of Pennsylvania, she was told she couldn't check books out of the school library. A dean at the University of Pennsylvania School of Law lobbied against her being selected to join the University Law Review. She per she made law review anyway. Alexandra's accomplishments were chronicled by the urban lead in Negro Hero, the comic book, showcasing influential Black Americans, where she was named Woman of the Year in 1948. Even U.S. President took notice in 1947. President Harry Truman named her to his Committee of Civil Rights, whose report became a blueprint for the Civil Rights Movement. Some 30 years later, President Jimmy Carter appointed her chair of the White House Conference on Aging, which sought the address to social and economic needs for the elderly. Yeah, buddy. But by the time of her death at 91, Alexandra had been awarded 7 honorary degrees and been and had taken her right place as a revered champion of equal rights of all. Man, it's all right, man. Come on, man. February 24th. Howard Thurman, a scholar whose words inspired Martin Luther King Jr. You know what? I have to say this. Oh, almost home? Cool. Y'all be careful out there. Yeah, be safe, man. You know what? I noticed all these last two people I've been discussed, they was around Martin Luther King Jr. That's a coincidence. Okay. He was a shy man who didn't lead marches to give dramatic speeches, but Howard Thurman was a spiritual genius who transformed history. Thurman was a pastor and professor whose groundbreaking book, Jesus and the Disinherited, was a commendation for of a form of Christianity which Thurman said was far too often on the side of the strong and powerful against the weak and oppressed. The book revolutionized the traditional portrait of Jesus and had a profound influence on the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr.'s faith and activism. Born in Florida during the Nadir of racist relationships in post-Civil War America, Thurman graduated from Morehouse College in Atlanta, where he was a classmate of Daddy King, the father of the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. His impact on the younger King should be profound. Thurman was the first African American pastor to travel to India and meet Gandhi. I can't get that first word. Gandhi. And he was the first of the and he was one of the first pastors to inspire King to merge Gandhi's philosophy of nonviolent resistance with the civil rights movement. Thurman's concept about nonviolent and Jesus are, prepared through King's writings. I want to say it right, but hey, it is what it is, man. These words is just killing, boy. I'm doing the best I can. Thurman was the first African American pastor to travel to India. I just wrote that. Oh, no, I just read that. Thurman, though, didn't fit the image of a fiery, silver-tongued black preacher. He pronunciated his sermons, with long sentences and phrases such as the sound of the genuine before interfaith dialogue became common. Thurman also worshiped with people of other faiths and warned about the dangers of religions. What's this? Fun? I don't know what this is. Thurman's life was proof that all sorts of people could become info, could become leaders in the civil rights movement. I'm telling you. What's up, Tara Vlogs? What's going on? Thanks for coming in the building. You know, some of this stuff, man, these words is hard to pronounce, but y'all just got to bear with me. You know how it is. Trying to read a little bit about Black history, man. A little bit about Black history. Andre Lord. That's how you say it. Her fierce poetry celebrated Black women. Black lesbian mother warrior poet. That's how Andre Lord famously introduced herself. Her career as a teacher and a writer spanned decades, and though she died among 30 years ago, much of her work she left behind is still cherished and quoted today. Born to immigrant parents from Glenda, what's this, Grenada? I don't know. Lord was raised in Manhattan and published her first poem while still in high school. She served as a librarian in New York public schools before her book of poetry was published in 1968. What's been going on? Oh, nothing much. I'm trying to get this time in. Doing a little Black History. You know, uh, uh, nothing much. Nothing much. That's all I can say. Nothing much. Me being me. Um, Trying to put together like a little, tomorrow like a little Valentine thing. I'm gonna put it out there. Sing a couple of songs. Everybody know. Um, and what else I'm gonna do? Might probably say a poem or something. Wish everybody happy Valentine's Day. Right now I'm sipping on some good old tea. Pops is doing he's doing better. Um he has a procedure he has to go to Thursday. And I'll know a little bit more Thursday about what's going on with him though. But other than that, he's doing pretty good. I think he's going to bed now though. Yeah, because he didn't say good night. So and then he did, he said it earlier. But yeah, he's doing pretty good though. He's hanging in there. I can't really complain. Yes, sir, I'm gonna put your time in. Payday is coming after a while. Put your time in. Payday is coming after a while. Put your time in. Payday is coming after a while. Put your time in. Gotta put your time in. Payday is coming after a while. I gotta make sure I tune in when you start singing. Yes, sir. Come on in, it's gonna be a shindig of a time. I told a friend of mine today. I said, man, I might sing some New Edition, some Bobby Brown. Shoot, I might just throw in Jagged Edge. I don't know. I think of something. I think a little love songs. I'm gonna serenade y'all for a little while tomorrow. Don't worry. Mm-hmm. Might sing some Candy Girl. You are my love. You're so sweet. Don't get me started. Please don't get me started. Okay, let me go back. In her work, she called out racism and homophobic and chronic her own emotional and physical battle with breast cancer. Her writing also humanized black women in a way that was rare for her time. Yeah, you got to tune in tomorrow for real. As a black woman, Lord or Alexandra, what is her? Oh, hold on, Andre. As a black woman, Andre sometimes questioned her place in academic circles dominated by white men. She also battled with feminists she saw as focusing primarily on the experiences of white middle class women while overcoming women of color. Although she faced criticism from conservatives such as Senator Jesse Helms over her subject matter, her work was for its power. Widely for its power. In her later years, yeah, oh man, oh man, praying for pops and payday sure is coming. Yes, sir. I appreciate that. I received that. That's what I'm gonna sing. I got a check in the mail. Yeah. I got a check in the mail. Anyway, let's see. Well, okay. Her latest years, she founded a small press to publish the work of black feminists and served as the state poet of New York. Andre's poetry and prose published last year, writer Roxane Gay put it like this: her work is something far more than something pretty to period. She made herself and all black women gloriously visible. Let's see, what time I don't get off till 4, so let it be after that, cause I wanna miss it. But I'll talk to you tomorrow. Oh yeah, appreciate that. Oh yeah, it'll be after 4. You ain't gotta worry about that. It'll be after 4. I'll see you then. Who knows? I might go live twice tomorrow. And I probably will. But hey, you got to get that work in. So you be blessed. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow for the serenading starts tomorrow. Ella Baker, she risked her life to rally activists in the Deep South. She played a major role in three of the biggest groups of the civil rights movement. But Ella Baker somehow still remains highly unknown outside activist circles. Baker grew up in North Carolina. What? She grew up over there where I was? Grew up in North Carolina where her grandmother's stories about life under slavery inspired her passionate her passion for social justice. As an adult, she became an organizer within the NAACP to help co-found the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. I've heard that name before. Ah, this is why. The organization that the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King led. Boy, I tell you. She also helped found the Student Nonviolent Coordinator Committee, SNCC. So I told you, Dr. Martin Luther King had some people around him at all times. Let's see. For her efforts, Baker had been called the mother of the civil rights movement. Baker also Baker was best known not as a front-line leader, but a mentor to some of the biggest leaders in the movement. She taught volunteers to the movement that the movement couldn't depend solely on charismatic leaders and empowered them to become activists in their own community. This is wait a minute. This is the approach that guided SNCC when it embarked in its Freedom Summer voter registration drive in Mississippi in 1964. Baker often risked her life going into small southern towns to organize. The major job, she once said, was getting people to understand that they had something within their power that could use. Baker had reason to distrust leaders. Many of the biggest leaders in the civil rights movement came from black church tradition, where women were expected to be submissive. Ain't no woman should be submissive. I don't care what nobody say. Anyway, nobody ever excused the strong-willed Baker of taking a back seat to anyone. His relationship with King is still a matter of debate. King had trouble with assertive women like Baker. Historians say, and she eventually left the SCLC. She still made her mark. Many of the biggest civil rights leaders credit Baker, not King, as their inspiration. SNCC activists call her Fundy, Fundy, Fundy. A, a Swahili word for a person who teaches a skill to the next generation. Well, winner, winner, hey you, I treat you, yeah. What's happening? Creative C up in the house. How you doing? I love you, girl. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Who is this? Glad you up in the building. Show got to go on. I'm on my hustle deal. How you doing today? Okay, let's go to February 21st. Gordon Park. His photos chronicle the African American experience. For much of for much of the mid 1900s, it seemed like the world learned about Black American through the eyes of Gordon Park. His creative endeavors were astonishingly versatile. Parks performed as a jazz pianist, composed musical scores, wrote 15 books, and co-founded Essence magazine. Yeah, brother, right there. I'm great. I'm great. How are you? I'm lovely. He adopted his novel, The Learning Tree, into a 1969 film, becoming the first African American to direct a movie as a major studio, and later directed Shaft, a hit film that spawned the wait a minute, okay, Junior. Who knew he made Shaft? I didn't know that. But he reached his peak as a photographer, and his intimate photos of African American life are his most enduring legacy. After buying a camera from a pawn shop in 25, you know what? That's what I'm thinking about doing, going to the pawn shop and get me a nice camera. Because they are cheaper now. You got to learn how to talk them down some. Parks began snapping away. His images of life on Chicago's South Side in the early 1940s won him a job documenting rural property of the federal government. Parks' photos invoke the humanity of his subject, inspiring and activism. A 1948 photo essay about a Harlem gang leader, landed him a gig as Life magazine's first black staff photographer. In the decades that followed, Parks traveled the country capturing iconic images of the segregated South, the civil rights movement, and such figures as Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X. His images now grace the permanent collections of major art museums. Tough cookie right there. Parks continued famously oh, wait a minute. Parks famously called the camera his weapon of choice, a tool to fight poverty, racism, and other social society. I don't know what that is. Ills, as he once put it to an interviewer. I pointed my camera at people mostly who needed someone to say something for them. Who knew? That's all I'm gonna say. Who knew? Now, who is ready for tomorrow? Hmm. Who's wanna play some basketball. I do, coach. Who wanna play some basketball? Well, who wanna play some basketball? God bless everyone. Let me sip on my tea. You know, ah, mm, that tea is straight, buddy. That tea is straight. Well, let me go one more then. I'm gonna read one more. Then it's playtime. Let's start with Daisy Gateson Bates. She helped the Little Rock Nine interrogate a high school. When the Little Rock Nine walked into Central High School in 1954, the entire country was watching. Many saw a mob of jeering white students surrounding a lone black girl whose eyes were shielded by sunglasses. A photo of that movement became one of the most iconic images of the civil rights movement. What Americans didn't see, though, was the woman who organized those black students, Daisy Gatson Bates. Then president of the Arkansas NAACP, Bates planned to strategy for desegregation in the state. Who knew? Okay, who knew? What kind of tea you sipping on? Green tea. I hadn't really used the tea that y'all sent me yet. I'm saving it for a rainy day. I got some green tea I've been sipping on. I can't eat anything right now because I'm waiting on my I had to put my sensor back in my stomach. Every 10 days I have to change my sensor, so I had to change it, and now I'm waiting on the 2 hour process thing to go through. Don't worry, I'm gonna sip that tea. I'm gonna sip y'all's tea tomorrow because tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Yeah. Let's see. What was I at? Okay. After President Eisenhower intervened, the students were allowed to enroll. A major a major victory of desegregation efforts across the South, and that only part of Bates' legacy. She was born in a tiny town of southern Arkansas. Her childhood was marred by tragedy when her mom was sexually assaulted and killed by three white men. Her father later abandoned her, leaving young Daisy to be raised by her family friends. That's sad. As an adult, Bates moved with her husband to Little Rock, where they founded their own newspaper. The Arkansas State Press it covered Booyah's eating time. Let me stop. Uh, they founded. Let me see where I'm at. Newspaper said right there. Okay, Arkansas Prosper covered the civil rights movement. She actually helped plan the NAACP strategy of for desegregating schools leading to her improvement with the Little Rock Nine. In the 1960s, Bates moved to Washington, D.C., where she worked for a Democratic National Committee for for anti-poverty projects and President Lyndon Lyndon B. Johnson administrating her. Let's see, her memory lives on with Daisy Gateson Bates Day, a state holiday celebrated in Arkansas each February. Booyah! Save some for tomorrow. Gotta save some for tomorrow. Yes, indeedy. His name is Creedy. So what's going on, everybody, on this late night, 2 o'clock in the easy morning? Oh boy, it's a fun-filled day. Might not get all the time in the day, but I'll tell you one thing. I think I'm going live twice tomorrow. Cause this restream, it's okay. Restream is okay. I just don't know how to work it. I know when maybe I need to put it well. I might try it on my tablet, but I know when Baby Nubs be on his, all this over here on the side be like this part and this side. It'd be the whole screen. If I turn it sideways, yeah, it's the whole screen, but then I won't see what everybody's saying. But then again, who cares? Yes, sir. Now I can see everybody because I'm on the other phone. Yeah, we can do that. Let's do that. Let me lean back, lean back, lean back, lean back, lean back. That you don't care when you look up the cab and do the rock away. I lean back, lean back. Well, I love to stand here a little bit longer, but I'm gonna give me some shut eye. I got a good video to drop tomorrow. I may go live twice tomorrow. I don't know yet. But if I do, I'll let y'all know. Like again, I want to say Happy Valentine's Day to everybody on the live. Whether you're male or female, don't really matter. Uh, Happy Valentine's Day. Um, God bless y'all, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Until next time, until later on, until what's this? Yeah, good night, everyone, and be safe.